All right, hello, and welcome to this Week 9 game of Orlando at Raleigh. And this has quite the implications. This is the home stretch now for Orlando, as they are now 5-3 in the division, second only behind Memphis, and they are winless against both Memphis and Raleigh in terms of their games performed against each other, so they really need all these wins that they can get. Raleigh has swept Memphis throughout the season. Raleigh is 1-0 versus Orland, and Memphis is 1-0 versus Orlando. So, this game is very critical for Orlando, as well as for Raleigh, because should Raleigh get enough chances and go throughout the season and possibly tie Memphis with their record, then Raleigh actually owns the winning head-to-head over Memphis, and thus should technically get the first seed in the Southeast. Though, again, don't quote me on that. There is a lot to go into these games, and we still have one more week to go, and Raleigh would actually have to win this game. So again, it's a lot, right? Orlando 5-3, Raleigh 4-4. Raleigh just looking to keep pace as close as they can with Memphis and hope that they inevitably don't have to come down to tiebreakers. They can just get it outright. Meanwhile, Orlando tied with Memphis coming into this week, not considering the outcomes already performed this week, but coming into this week, we're planning and looking forward to potentially keeping up with Memphis or hopefully leapfrogging them, should they have planned on Memphis's downfall. Though that outcome has already occurred, and we will not spoil it for those who have not seen it yet. So, after all that talking, let's go ahead and hit the expert picks, as Raleigh has a 51% chance of winning based on their thousands of simulations, and all four will take Raleigh Royals over the Orlando Flames. The only close game is Dave saying Orlando will put up 16 points to the Raleigh's 27, but man, it's a blowout in every scenario apparently. So, let's go ahead and hit the ground running. And we welcome you to the home of the NAGA, the Train Depot. This wonderful, wonderful place that has been our home for now 3 seasons. And probably will continue for a couple seasons. Raleigh will kick off, and they will receive the ball in the second half. Orlando doing a bit of the color rush. Raleigh's doing their red color rush. They didn't want to do their full-on black. This is one of the games that they would prefer to rub in the faces of the Orlando Flames, thus saying that their color scheme is a lot better on the field, with Orlando Flames looking like the creamsicle Buccaneers from those early years. All right, here we go. Fisher hands off to Brown. Brown throws a man off. Oh my lord, number 56 coming in. Frazier, like a missile on that blitz. My goodness. That'll be 2nd and 11, loss of 1. This is definitely going to be a game of inches, especially with this Raleigh Royals defense. As Orlando, good with the play. Fisher back to pass. He's got pressure. Brown, nice catch and evasion from a defender. Pushes forward, gets all 11 yards back. Nice. Sean Miles now subbing in for Cameron Brown. Sean Fisher, 1 of 1 for 11 yards so far. Quite the good start, if I do say so myself, as he motions number 14, Trent, the wide receiver, to the inside. Hands off to Miles. Miles has a good lane. My goodness. Pushes forward. And I think what is actually the most hilarious is the fact that Orlando Flames actually have a similar color as Brown pushes forward. He's going to lose some yardage, minus 3 yards on the play. As they actually have nearly identical colors. Orlando with their home color of, I believe it's the dark red. Raleigh Royals with their home color of their crimson red. As Miles gets the handoff, and that's a loss of 1. It'll be now 3rd and 14. Ramirez with the TFL. But thankfully, unless you are colorblind, these two teams do stand out. The orange is quite impactful. Raleigh Royals, of course, with the red. Fisher getting hit as he throws. Miles picks up 7. And Brown will now come in. That was quite the pressure from the Raleigh Royals on that blitz. And it's a good call. You know they're going to pass. You know Fisher needs time in the pocket. As the punt, ooh, what a great punt that was inside the 20. And that'll be at the 12-yard line, 1st and 10. As the Raleigh Royals now try to push forward. Jake Britton under center, Colvin to the right. And Jake Britton will survey for about the next 3 days as he motions number 1 Redmond to the inside. Britton all day and then some. Tosses off to Walker, gain of 7 yards. And that is something that the Orlando Flames probably looking to adjust in their defensive package. If you can't get pressure with 4, you're going to have to send more on some good exotic blitzes, but we'll see how this Orlando Flames defense handles it. Britton under center, Colvin in the back with their fullback, number 34, Cannon, to the right of him. Britton motions Redmond out to the right, pitching out to Colvin. Colvin running to the left, pushing forward, taken down by number 47. That'll be a gain of 6. 1st and 10. And this will be the time where we go ahead and we check out some of the rosters on both of these teams. But before that, Britton will toss back, and it's intercepted by Corden. Oh, my goodness. What a play. Oh, my goodness. 1st and 10, tackled by number 9. And I do believe that is Marcellus Walker, their 2nd-string wide receiver. And Fisher and the Flames begin right outside the red zone. Fisher, motion number 14. 4-man rush. He's got all day and then some. Tosses it back to Brown. Gain of 8 yards. And it seems that Orlando's really trying to put an emphasis on the pass-run game through Brown. I mean, he's got 2 rushes and he's got 2 targets, and I think that's every single play. They don't trust anybody else. They said this guy, he's going to come in and he's going to do all the work. He's got a defender. Oh, Brown again. My goodness. This might just be the running back game entirely. 5-man rush. Sean Miles coming in. Pistol wide receiver comebacks. Normally not the play that you want to see as an offensive play caller. And fakes the handoff. Going to throw to Trent, and that's a gain of 6. And that's the first pass we've seen to a non-running back. Meanwhile, we're getting the Built Ford Tough commercials. Quite interesting, if I do say so myself, though better than the fentanyl pill ad for some, I suppose. Fisher throwing as he hits to Galbraith, and that's a touchdown. The crowd not exactly wanting to celebrate that situation, and that'll put him up 6. The tight end there to finish off the play. Kick is up and the kick is good. And my goodness, that was a turn of events. Throwing to the running back 4 times on your first drive, getting a first down and then going 3 and out, punting the ball inside the 20, and then immediately intercepting Raleigh Royals on their first pass play, and then throwing to the running back some more just so the Royals understand, like, we're going to keep doing this until you stop it. And then throwing to the wide receiver, and then when nobody's expecting the tight end, they left him completely wide open, fully expecting the running back and the wide receivers. He catches it, and rushes in for the touchdown. As Britton over again to Colvin, and number 58 had a chance again. That could have been back-to-back interception plays. Jake Britton is now 2 for 3 for 16 yards, so, you know, call me a liar. Colvin getting the first down. Gain of 2 yards. I must be completely honest. Those first 2 pass plays were apparently so, I guess, not important that it didn't occur to me that Jake Britton had already passed. Britton now getting, oh my goodness, that D lineman trying to get the interception. The passes were inconsequential, as you can tell. They threw an interception anyway, so it didn't really matter. But he already thrown one pass, then he threw the interception, and then he connected on his third pass. So he did throw once, but not exactly that great of a throw, apparently. It's Colvin getting the automatic first down, taken down by number 20, 37, just getting stomped on, if you will. As Chris Bond now comes in. And again, this is a situation where, take out the turnover, Orlando hasn't done much with just 4 rushing the passer. As Britton hands it off to Bond. Bond evades the tackler, taken down. Gain of 8 yards by number 20 again. And now, oh, all right. John Caruthers coming in for, I believe that was Antonio. I was looking over at the Raleigh Royal depth chart, and I was like, I do not see that man on this sheet, so we're going to pronounce it how I want. And then I realized, oh, it's a defensive back. So he gains 7 yards. Bond, that is. Trey Douglas, George Colvin now subbing in, and the defensive back being subbed back in for his backup. It's Colvin in the backfield. Raleigh might just run this one in as they decide to pass and make me a liar. There is a flag, however. Number 9 unable to come down with it, and that's against the defense. That'll be an automatic first down. Oh, man. You get them, an interception, your offense scores, and then you go back out and your defense says, now hold on, what if we make this game interesting and we let the Raleigh Royals possibly get near the end zone? The defense, Gordon finally stepping up, number 56 for that TFL, stopping something this drive. Outside of that, I mean, my goodness, everybody and their mom was able to get yardage all over this team. As Britton motions Redmond out to the right, back to pass. Britton pressure in his face. Ooh, number 9, Marcellus Walker, unable to come down with it. Had a couple of plays there, but just the pressure in his face, unable to get the pass off cleanly. It's 3rd and 12. Question is, what will the Royals do? They're going to back to pass. They're going to throw it. Oh my gosh, it's intercepted by Elder. An Elder. Wow. Elder with the turnover. My goodness, this is not what you want to see if you're the Raleigh Royals. You sweep Memphis. You own a game lead on Orlando. All you have to do is win today, and the division is pretty secure for a playoff spot. Oh my goodness, Martin with the catch. 15-yard gain. That was nearly an interception. And all of a sudden, Orlando's got 2 interceptions, a bend but don't break mentality, apparently. Who'd have thought the Orlando Flames? Nobody. But here they are. Brown running, cutting inside. Brown throwing a man off, taken down after a gain of 7. And I'd like to personally congratulate the ownership and the coaching staff of the Orlando Flames. As Cameron Brown, with his stats of 3 for 3, not exactly the rushing menace, but he is a receiving menace. As Fisher's back to pass, he's got all day. He's going to bomb it deep. Oh, number 33 there for the stop. And, yeah, I think... Who is this? This is Orlando Flames, but I believe it's Pharaoh Trey. We had a lot of Treys in the league. It's kind of hard to figure out which Trey is where. 3rd and 3. They're taken down for a loss of 2. Orlando unable to get another scoring drive. They're probably going to punt here unless they feel their kicker can do something, and they will punt. Unfortunate. And again, an amazing coffin punt. That'll go out at the 6-yard line. 1st and 10. My goodness. Orlando's special teams is making the Raleigh Royals offense work for every yard. My goodness. But as I was saying before, I'd like to congratulate the ownership, Pharaoh Trey, and the coaching staff of the Orlando Flames for having Orlando have a winning season. I don't think we saw that at all the last season. Throwing it deep. Unable to come down with it. However, defensive lineman Halliburton, it does have a leg injury, but he is expected to return. Could possibly be a muscle cramp. The Raleigh Royals, the last time they were inside their own 20-yard line, well, they threw an interception, and they will not this time as Colvin rushing to the right. 5 yards. It's now 3rd and 5. I think the passing game outside of some deep one-on-one shots down the middle probably not going to occur too much unless the offensive coordinator is a bit crazy and thinks that that could work. As Britton back to pass, throwing it immediately. Oh, my goodness. If it wasn't for 54 pushing number 33 at the last second while the ball was in the air, that would have been a third straight drive interception. My goodness. That is... This is an underrated defense for Orlando. And we're going to check out their defense. They are number 1 in rush defense. As Kennedy gets the return, taken down shy of the 50, and let's say he's at the 49 of his own. And the 24th ranked pass defense. When it comes to offense, 19th and 13th. Raleigh Royals own the number 6 pass defense, number 7 pass rush defense, and the number 5 pass offense. As Fisher throws to the outside, Galbraith with the 6-yard gain. And I gotta be honest, Orlando's making their 24 pass defense look like they're number 5, and like the Raleigh Royals are number 24. I mean, it's crazy. That'll be the end of the first. Orlando up 7-0. The Raleigh Royals 2 turnovers, no scores. Orlando no turnovers, points off a turnover. So far on their own drives, they haven't been able to score much. As Fisher motions number 2 to the inside, that's Langford. Back to pass, got blitz in his face. He's going to launch it off his platform. Ooh. Meant to say off his back foot, but off platform also works, as that is also correct. They were just unable to come down with the catch. That's unfortunate. But Sean Fisher having an efficient day, 8 of 10 for a touchdown, 69 yards. 3-man rush. He's going to throw it. Oh, man. Not only did it throw it short beyond this, short behind the sticks, but he threw it too far. And that will be a punt. So it seems as long as the Orlando Flames can be kept outside of the 20, I'd say 30-yard line, in fact. As again, another inside the 20. This punter is having a career day. You know, it looks like the Raleigh Royals, if they could just score field goals, they might even win. Should they just be able to drive down and get a field goal, they actually might be able to win this game. The Orlando Flames, outside of their turnovers that they receive, can't do anything. And Walker, oh my goodness, a 43-yard gain. And that should have been an interception. That should have been a turnaround, stop, jump up, interception. And now they've given life, and Jake Britton now looking like he has a solid yardage stat line. Let's not talk about the interceptions or the completion rate. But outside of that, everything else seems pretty normal for how this game has gone. Colvin fading a man, gain of 9 yards. And this definitely seems like it'll be the run game versus the pass game, as Orlando has a accurate, I'd say more so accurate than aggressive pass game, as Colvin will get this easy first down and had 1 man to beat for the touchdown, taken down number 33, as Chris Bond now comes in for Colvin. But the bruising run game of the Raleigh Royals versus the accurate pass game of the Orlando Flames. I gotta say, I still think that there's a chance that Raleigh can come back from this. Orlando's had 4 chances now, and they've only scored on 1, and that was with a favorable outcome, as the mosh pit stops at 7 yards, 2nd and 3 at the 15-yard line, officially inside the 20-yard line, and the red zone. So Chris Bond is now 3 for 22. My goodness, what a stat line. Back to pass, Britton, 4-man rush, he's got all day, he's gonna throw it away. He's not exactly trying to throw into tight coverage anymore, or trying to lob it over a defender. Not after these acrobatic catches from these defenders. Absolutely not. 3rd and 3. This will probably be a run to the inside by Colvin. You don't want to risk an interception. Nope, they're going for a pass. They don't care. Oh, my goodness. Again, another near interception. Raleigh will escape with a chance for a field goal. My goodness. Man, Britton has definitely taken a plunge this game. Gilroy, no good. This is just not the day for the Raleigh Royals. Wow, I cannot believe that. You marched all the way down there, a guaranteed 3, and then Nate the Great misses left. Brown out to the left, Brown pushing forward. Oh my goodness. Should have been a gain of 7, then 4, and then he pushes forward for a gain of 9 3/4. Brown gets the handoff, gets the easy first down, 8-yard gain. This Orlando team is, they've got something special going on down the stretch of these last 2 weeks. 5-3, they could possibly end 7-3 the way they're playing, especially since I do believe that Orlando plays Memphis, and Memphis could be hitting the struggle bus as Miles gets TFL'd, loss of 2. And Halliburton is coming back, and they did all that while Halliburton was gone. Though, to be completely honest, they drove down the last time with a fully healthy defense, so I don't really know if that makes a difference. But the Memphis Liberty struggling, unable to beat, as Miles gets a great pitch to this right 7-yard gain. As they're unable to beat the Raleigh Royals, they got swept by them. But they do have a 1-0 lead against Orlando, but it seems like Orlando's catching hot, as it would be, at the right time. Fisher pitches out to left. Brown, I mean, he's got 5 men to beat if you think about it, and he can't beat any one of them. They are all faster than him. Sean Miles coming in for Cameron Brown for the punt team, and this could very well be a game under 21 total points. This, wow. DeLuca punting deep, and I gotta say, this entire game, as Madison taken down right at the 20. 21 they'll give him. It doesn't matter. This special teams for Orlando, they've been winning the hidden yardage game all day long. I believe it's 3 punts inside the 20. I mean, you can't do much with that, as Colvin evades the TFL, pushes forward, gain of 6 yards. Oh, man. Yeah, that's rough. If you're playing a game and all you get is punts inside the 20 every single time. Eesh. All right, Britton 2nd and 4. Colvin in the back, pitches out to the right. Colvin pushing, getting the 5-yard gain. And the first down, as Chris Bond now comes in for Colvin. And I think this Orlando team is definitely going to be driven by their special teams and their defense, especially off all these turnovers, as Britton got a 4-man rush, defender in his face, a wide open cannon, and they'll say that's a first down. The fullback, I do believe, and that is correct, Rakeem Cannon, 29-year-old, my goodness. Man is actually extremely fast. He's actually faster than 95% of the fullbacks, I do believe, as Bond rushes to the left. Taken down, a gain of 15. Colvin coming in. And if I'm the Raleigh Royals, I just sub in Bond. Like, oh, it's a critical 3rd down. All right, here you go. You can handle it. Man is on fire. Britton motions Colvin out to the left. They don't want to run to the right, it seems. He's going to not hand it off. He's going to survey and throw it underneath to Bullard. 4-yard gain. Probably the smart thing to be doing here, to be completely honest with you. He's thrown way too much into traffic, throwing, I believe it's 8 to 10 yards deep, and that's just not allowed. You got to start throwing some shallow passes like this one to Walker, and Walker, gain of 6, but he's going to be short. It's 3rd and 1. I mean, yeah, if you got Britton under center right now, it's 50%. He's picking that completion rate back up, as Colvin's probably going to rush this for a first down. And he'll fake the handoff, and then throw it into nothing. So, yeah, I think Britton has CTE, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. 2 interceptions today, threw it into the dirt. I mean, he's gotta have CTE. There's no doubt about it. And Nate finally puts him up on the board. 51-yard field goal. So for the Raleigh Royals, we're gonna go through the checklist now. You have to throw no less than 3-yard, well, no more than 3-yard deep passes. You must get Nate the Great past 45 yards to make a field goal. And you have to pray to God that the special teams of Orlando stops punting inside the 20. That's a pretty good checklist to have if you're a masochist. So, and unfortunately for Orlando, all they have to do is just get in field goal range and they win the game, and they can't even do that, as Brown is now going to be TFL'd for a loss of 4. Hale, number 58 for the TFL. And that's that's the sad part, right? You give Raleigh all these disadvantages, right? They have to overcome a kicker missing routine field goals. You have to have your passer stop throwing into double, triple coverage, or even just throwing past 3 yards. And you have to run it every time. And then all Orlando has to do is, hey, just get past the 40-yard line of Memphis and kick a field goal. And they can't even do that. This team is definitely held on by their defense and special teams. Fisher launching it deep, but that's going to be incomplete. Cameron Brown now coming in. 4th and 11, and this is a good way to stop them from punting inside the 20. You make them punt from their own 24-yard line. Unless he's a punt god, he is not going to be sending that 80 yards. And he won't. He will send that about 50 yards. Madison with the return. Madison taken down. And they'll mark him at the 38-yard line. So about 18 yards shy of where they normally would start, but that's okay. Britton motions Walker to the inside. Doesn't hand off. He's got time. He's going to throw off platform. 56 with a shot to intercept. Doesn't get it. Doesn't even try, to be honest. I mean, it seems like this defense is like the most scary pass offense, but for some reason Raleigh just won't run it on every down as Colvin gain of 4 yards, 3rd and 6. I mean, yeah, at this point you look at the body of work, right? You pass, you get intercepted, or you pass and it's a 3-yard pass hoping to get 5 or 6 yards. You run it as Colvin evades, and you get an automatic first down in a situation where you should have been TFL'd for 4 like that. I mean, they brought the house, wrong side of the field, obviously, but, like, my goodness. I mean, yeah, 2-minute warning hits, and you got to think they should just run it. Just run it down the field. You got 3 timeouts. What are they going to do? They've not been able to stop the run all game long. As Britton, pressure. I just hit him in the face. George Colvin subbing in. I mean, talk about a perfect pass, right? I mean, you hit the defender right in the face mask, but he's too slow to react. I mean, my goodness, that would have been perfect had he intercepted that right after all that discussion of just run it. As Colvin with a great 13-yard snag. Jake Britton celebrating because that was his 2nd ever pass that he threw beyond 10 yards that was not intercepted. Incredible. It's Bond in the backfield, and they're possibly going to score. Britton launching to the left. Number 34, the fullback, unable to come down with it. I mean, throwing to Rakeem Cannon's quite the interesting tactic. Personally, if I'm an OC, I would have just dumped it off to the tight end, but hey, man, I guess that's why I don't call plays. As Britton back to pass, going to launch it into quadruple coverage, and he's lucky that wasn't bounced up and intercepted. My goodness, 3rd and 10. Orlando simply trying to get the ball back. Jake Britton under 50%, 8 of 20. Not exactly what you want to see. Back to pass, 4-man rush. Well, all right. I was about to say, number one, I messed up triple coverage and almost had quadruple coverage, but I almost had to stop myself because I actually thought he would have somehow intercepted that. Every time he throws, you just got to think of it. All right, here we go. 4th and 10. Gilroy, money, made it. 53-yard field goal is good. Yeah, so you just got to kick. You just got to kick a 50-yarder every drive, and you're good. As Orlando now has a minute 22 to think of doing something today. He will boot it into the end zone. As I am yawning all over the place. And the question is, what will Orlando do? Fisher back to pass. He has all day Brown with an incredible catch. Hand on the ball. Defender coming in, pushing the ball downwards, trying to jam it out of his hand, and he just comes down with it anyways. I mean, at this point, you might as well just throw to Cameron Brown every time. He's caught every single pass for an average of 10 yards, and that was ill-advised. Madison with the interception. And this might be where Orlando loses all the momentum now. My goodness, trying to jam a ball into a spot it doesn't belong, into triple, possibly quadruple coverage. And it gets intercepted. Britton back to pass, 4-man rush. He's going to throw it over to the left. Oh, that's offensive pass interference if I've ever seen it in my life. Wow. Push the defender out of the way while the ball was still in the air. Second and 10. Britton back to pass. Going to throw it again. Unable. And again, we have another logical situation that doesn't make sense. And what I meant to say was logic, but I finished the word logical. We have a team that's been rushing it so well, they've got 3 full timeouts, and now they run it, so we're in this pass-run situation again. But it doesn't matter because Oliver Crisp committed a face mask. And I have no clue what I just read. Did I read 1st and 0 at the goal, or 1st and goal at the 0? All right. So breaking the 4th wall, that will be a situation that we have to clip. Face mask inside 50 seconds. Inside 45, I believe. And they're given an option for a 1st and goal at the 0. So they decline because somehow they were there already in the game's logic, and then they punt. So that ended that drive. Fisher bombing it deep again. 80 unable to come down with it. And number 80 is their number 1 wide receiver, Lorenzo Martin, 32-year-old superstar, one of the top-end wide receivers of the league. Sean Fisher now falling off a cliff, was 8 of 10. Since then, he's 1 of 5. Fisher motions number 2 out to the right, back to pass. Going to throw it into number 33's hands again, and he'll drop it. And this will be a run up the middle. Because, again, Axis Logic doesn't understand that during a 2-minute warning at halftime, no team should be back here trying to win the game. As it was looking to be a run to the left. I will be shocked if they pass. And I'm correct, but it's a run to the right. Brown unable to get the first down, gain of 6 yards. Not that it would have done too much. Orlando simply would have just called a timeout and passed 2 times again and then ran it. But luckily, we will be spared our misery as Orlando will punt this with 10 seconds to go. DeLuca to the 34-yard line. They're going to push him up to the 35 when he catches that. Madison taken down to the 40. And we've all been spared another 7-minute performance by the halftime AI Logic. We got 5 seconds left. Unless this becomes a basketball 5-second situation where everyone has their full timeouts. Minus Orlando 1. Britton back to pass. He's going to bomb it over the middle. 2 seconds left. I do believe if I was the OC, I wouldn't be calling quick slants. I think I'd be, I don't know, thinking about a Hail Mary. Of course, Shake Britton is 0 for 2 on deep passes, so that's great. Minus that 143-yard gain, but we don't talk about that one as Colvin gets 15 yards, and that'll end the half. We're going to zoom on into that second half right now. Outside of that 143-yard gain, Jake Britton, 1 interception. So he's, 1 for 2, 1 interception, 43-yard gain. So a quite literal Jekyll and Hyde situation. He's either going to get you half the field or the other team's going to get the ball back. So Raleigh now begins with the ball. And that is one thing I do enjoy, the fact that Raleigh didn't call a timeout. It's the only good thing from that 2-minute warning. The AI understood, hey, we're getting the ball back, so let's not call a timeout because, I mean, then we give them the ball back a chance to score, and what's the point? Hands off to Colvin. Colvin taken down. Gain of 3, number 33. Able to stop an Mr. Automatic first down over there. As we drop to 9 minutes and 40 seconds. Colvin 3 for 5, 37 passing yards, or receiving yards. But he's got 74 rushing yards on the day. This Orlando rush defense not exactly doing too much today as Colvin gets an automatic first down. Chopped down at the legs, though. My goodness. And, yeah, I mean, you look at the rush defense. Orlando's supposed to be number 1, and I can't tell you. You couldn't bet me $1 million that I could get that right. I would have guessed they'd be 17th to 24th. As Colvin TFL'd for a loss of 3. I mean, Orlando literally has the worst pass defense, and they have stopped everything that Raleigh has done, minus one 43-yard pass. When it comes to the rush game, they've stopped nothing but maybe 3 plays where they lose 1 to 3 yards, throwing it deep, and every single defensive back in the entire area decided to converge on that pass. That's... my goodness. That's like a Hail Mary situation. Like, what? 3rd and 13, Britton back to pass. Massive blitz. It's intercepted by number 20, Stevenson. And here comes Orlando at the 32, 1st and 10. Of all the situations you could have done, you threw into double coverage, into a linebacker, and now Orlando takes over. 12 yards out in the red zone. Here we go. Fisher, he wants to get another passing touchdown. Back to pass, 4-man rush. There is nobody for days. And Brown unable to come down with it. There was 2 wide open receivers in the end zone, but Fisher wants to get that padding completed. He wants to be able to get the pass completion up, but he won't. He's actually made it worse for himself now. As Fisher back to pass, 4-man rush. There is a flag down. Wide open is Jones Carlton, number 17, 15-yard gain, and holding against the defense. So now it'll be 1st and 10 from the 17. Jones Carlton sets them up inside the red zone. 1st and 10, Fisher, Brown in the backfield. I don't know why I said that, Brown. Trying to roll my R's with my lips, I guess. I don't know what that was. Gain of 2 yards. You can definitely tell I do not do well with being tired and trying to pronounce any name that comes with a brr in it. So, you know, there you go. Sound like Daffy Duck over here. Fisher back to pass, 4-man rush. He's got all day. He's going to throw it for a 1-yard gain. It's an interesting tactic. I mean, you know, me personally, I wouldn't do that. I would, I don't know, run it at that point. 4-man rush, nobody gets to you. I mean, you can at least get 2 yards. Here we go. This is for a 1st down or bust. Fisher, there is a penalty, and that was almost intercepted. And it'll be holding, so now it'll be 1st and goal. So Raleigh really wants Orlando to win this game. I don't know how else to say it. They throw them 3 interceptions, and then they just give them a new set of downs. Brown off to the right. Brown pushing forward. Brown evading. 6-yard gain after a stiff arm to the ground. My goodness. 2nd and goal from the 4. And now this is where the point where you want to throw a 1 to 3 yard pass. As Cameron Brown, 4 for 5 for 43. The only time he missed a catch. Double coverage. Brown pushing in. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. He stiff-armed the man into the end zone, and then didn't go in the end zone, and then sidestepped into the end zone because, like, there's no one around him. That's absolutely insane. That's embarrassing. That's... can't catch me doing that. If I ever got stiff-armed into the end zone, and then he sidestepped into the end zone, oh, I'd be pissed. Grubbs, number 99, also a muscle cramp. He's expected to return. Yeah, you got to stiff arm me into the end zone while walking with me. You're not going to stiff arm and throw me to the end zone, stand there staring at me, and then sidestep it in. Like, that's just not happening. Redmond at the 18. That's a loss of 2. They could have simply fair catched and started at the 20-yard line. Raleigh down 8 points. Can they do anything besides get a bunch of yards? Colvin with the pitch to the right, gain 6 yards. George Colvin, 16 for 88, nearing a 100-yard game. 3 receptions for 37 yards on 5 targets. 10 yards per completion. I would just throw this man's way. Colvin TFL'd, loss of 3. It's now 3rd and... they'll say 3rd and 8. All right. Math ain't mathin', but that's all right. Man, they TFL'd him right on that 20-yard line. My goodness. Insult to injury. Said this is where you were supposed to start, but now you ain't. Britton launching it deep with a flag, possibly against the defense. It is. It's holding, so now it'll be 1st and 10 from the Raleigh 25. And none of that mattered now. Nothing ever mattered. That entire drive didn't matter. The double coverage didn't matter. Because now they start at the 25. So, great. Way to go, Orlando defense. Way to keep this game interesting. Just like the Raleigh defense keeping it interesting. And now there's a false start. So now they go back to the 20-yard line. And Raleigh just really doesn't want to win this game. Orlando gives them a chance. And then Orlando goes, hey, can you walk forward and false start? Yeah, we don't want to start at the 25. We don't want to only have to go 75 yards. We want to drive 80 yards. As Colvin with the rush. My gosh, he got demolished. Gain of 3, 2nd and 12. And now it's almost as if they started at the 20 on a punt return of a fair catch. They just have to go an additional 2 yards now to complete the drive. Or not the drive. All right. Complete the first down. If they do 2 yards and that somehow gets them a touchdown, I'd be impressed. Colvin unable to stay in bounds and gain of 9. 3rd and 3. Here we go at the 32. Orlando with the delayed free safety blitz. George Colvin now 4 for 46. And again, this man is money. I'd just be throwing to Colvin all game. Colvin with the automatic first down. And oh my God, he got trucked. Gain of 7. My goodness, 58 just lambasted the man. Sent him 3 yards to the left. George Colvin now 5 yards shy of a 100-yard game. Go! Britton back to pass, 4-man rush. Got a defender in his face. Oh. A great opportunity for an incredible catch. They're unable to come down with it. More importantly, the Orlando defender just lost in the play. Didn't even know there was a pass headed straight to him. As Colvin, my goodness, a gain of 16 yards, and he's officially over 100 yards. Number 99 Grubbs, the defensive lineman for the Royals, coming back in. That was a massive blitz, too. He gained 16 yards on a full blitz. That's insane. As Bond now pushing to the right, gain of 3 yards. That's his only short rush. And they said, that's enough, buddy. You're not getting us 10 yards a clip. You're out. My goodness. Britton. Okay. I'm going to take you guys outside of the broadcasting booth real quick as Colvin gets TFL'd. I'm smelling ramen noodles. Nobody's cooking anything. How do I know that? Because I'm the only one by the kitchen right now. So I think that's my body telling me you're hungry. So I think what we need to do is we need to call the NAGA offices and we need to see, hey, can you guys offer any sort of ramen delivery service as Bond gets a gain of 1 yard, 4th and 7 now? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how unimportant these Raleigh drives are. I can do a whole side story not pertaining to the game, and it won't matter because Nate Gilroy is going to kick a 50-plus yard field goal and probably make it. And here we go. And he does. He doinks it in, a 58-yard field goal. I mean, if you're Raleigh, just run 7 times, get to the 45-yard line, maybe 40, and then boot a 50-plus impossible field goal, and Nate will win you the game. That's incredible. 58 yards. I want to say that might be the record as Martin is taking down. This offense for Orlando is also pretty bad, so we're gonna take time. Yeah, we're gonna. Oh yeah, we're gonna walk over here and we're gonna scroll down to season 2 kicking stats real quick. As Fisher is like he's all day, and Langford with the catch of a 32-yard pass. Now, I just got to talk garbage to Orlando more often. That's great. Is there any type... you know what? We got to go to records. That's what we got to do. So, season records. Here we go. As Brown gets the handoff, and he's taken down for a loss of 1. Let's see. This is from last season, I believe. Oh, no. These are all updated per. Okay. So, we have a 58-yard field goal that was made. Do we have a longest field goal? We don't. Brown, oh my gosh, he just got destroyed for a loss of 5. It's 3rd and 16. Miles coming in. Ramirez subbing out for Gerard Clifton. Yeah, we need to have a longest field goal because 58 yards, I think, is the max because that doinked in quite literally at the bar. Fisher back to pass, lobbing it to the deep left. Martin again. 31-yard gain. My goodness. I mean, where was this all game? Where was this when they got the interception in Raleigh's own territory? Dink and dunks. They're just throwing to Miles and Brown all game. No, in fact, it was just Brown. Handoff to Miles. Miles has a lane pushing forward. Ooh, gain of 11. Yeah, they'll give it to him. I don't know why they said 11. I mean, that man was right at the line. Cameron Brown now coming in 1st and 10. And if they score here, this could be the end of the Raleigh Royals. Right here, right now. Pitches to Brown. Brown, one man to beat. Oh, 89 couldn't hold on. 88 couldn't hold on to his block. That's a gain of 4 yards. 2nd and 6. And at most, if no turnovers occur, they'll leave with a field goal. It'll be 17-9. Be up by 8 again. But we got to wait as Miles gets TFL'd horribly. My goodness. 3rd and 9. This could be a passing situation. And yeah, unfortunately, there's no longest punt, no longest field goal, no longest... Yeah, that's depressing. But that's all right. Because we had time to look all that up because no one was doing jack squat as Miles TFL'd. But they'll say it's a no gain. And that's an interesting call. I suppose it is because you want to leave with points. That'll be in the 3rd quarter, so they got 10 minutes to mull this decision over. As Orlando now swapping sides, heading on over to the opposite side, and they will now kick a field goal. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. That'll put them up 8 points now. And I need to look up how to pronounce that kicker's name. It's Freitag. What? I would have thought it would have been Freitag, but it's Freitag. Freitag. That's, all right, 28-year-old, top-of-the-line kicker. Michael DeLuca. I believe he's a rookie. Yes, he is a rookie punter. Redmond returned up to the 15, loss of 5. And oh my goodness, I didn't even see this over here. We've got 3 already roster injuries for Orlando. This is probably why their rush game is so bad. Michael Fletcher, Robbie Engel, and Julius Sylvester. But Sylvester's been taken out as Britton is back to pass. We'll continue this conversation. And he just, all right. Oh my goodness, Colvin putting the man in a spin cycle, gain of 3 yards. Colvin doing everything Britton can't, gaining yards. Middle linebacker, Oliver Crisp now starting in his position. And man, yeah, maybe perhaps the injuries have helped because this pass defense is incredible. Or maybe Jake Britton is just, maybe he's the reason. Britton back to pass, 4-man rush. He's got all day and then some, lobbing it. Oh, number 33. If he was a receiver, that would have been an incredible catch, but he's a defensive back because they have bricks for hands. 9 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Jake Britton, he's really trying his hardest to get 30% completion rate. Not even 33. He's looking for that 30%. Britton pitches out to Colvin. Colvin pushing forward, gain of 4 yards, and it'll be 4th and 2. We'll head on over to the Raleigh report, and they actually don't have anybody injured, so they're working with a full team. Orlando has lost their 2 best defensive ends. They are starting 2 backups as Kennedy fumbled the snap. The punt. That's a very long snap. I mean, he not only had enough yardage to go 50 yards, but he had enough arm strength to literally throw that in the air. That's a punt. Brown off to the right. Brown, incredible blocking, and gets the evasion off of that one. 15-yard gain. Missed tackle. 1st and 10 of the 46. Orlando looking to put Raleigh away right here, right now. And yeah, there's a reason why the rush game's so bad. They're starting 2 backup defensive ends, and Anthony Halliburton as Brown. Oh my goodness, what a hurdle. Oh my goodness, that should have been a gain of 7, but refs will say forward progress. He went backwards, so all right. 2nd and 6. When Anthony Halliburton went out, Romeo Richardson was the only defensive end left, which means Miles Kendrick had to come in and play defensive end as Fisher back to pass. Off platform to 2 receivers, and Martin again. And again, another 32-yard catch. Okay, so at minimum, this man has 96 yards receiving. My goodness. Martin is the entire pass game tonight. It's Fisher back to pass. Has all day and then some. Gonna bomb it to the corner. Ah. Number 80 unable to come down with it. You hate to see it. Who was that? That was Lorenzo Martin, the guy who's been doing it all day. When it comes time to catch anything less than 32 yards, he can't do it. There we go. Hand off to Brown. Brown pushing forward. Gain of 4 yards. 3rd and 6 now. Sean Miles coming in. So I guess if you could just get 32 yards out exactly from the end zone, Martin will catch an in-stride end zone pass. Miles trying to get that first down, shoves forward and gets it. 1st and goal at the 8 now. And this will put the Raleigh Royals away, barring any Raleigh miracle magic. As famously known, they did have multiple 4th down conversions during one of the games I commented. Fisher hit as he throws. Galbraith, nice pass. This crowd is, they've gone into cheering psychosis. They don't even know what happened. They're just cheering on Raleigh to do something, anything, score a touchdown, get another interception. Somebody stop somebody. As Freitag with the PAT. I mean, somebody's got to do something, right? I mean, if I was a fan, right, if you're a die-hard fan, right, and you don't know how to think logically, you know, so like your team is always great, you know, and the refs always cheat you, right? You're probably sitting here just cheering, hoping that at some point some player will look up and go, oh my gosh, I forgot we're the Raleigh Royals. We went to the divisional round last year. What are we doing? There's Redmond taken down. 1st and 10, and this is quite the fall from grace for the Raleigh Royals. Too late to tank, too late to make a playoff push. Oh my goodness, my chest, I apologize. There's a weird burp followed up with a cough, and it did not sit well. Britton pressured off platform. Oh my lord, Robertson. So if we could watch that in slow motion, that defender not only missed the tackle, then he teleported back, lowered his shoulder, and hit him like he was going 23 miles an hour. My goodness. So Britton hands off to Colvin to the right. Colvin with an easy 1st down. Gain of 7 yards. And at this point, they're just trying to pad Colvin's stats, trying to get Colvin some possible upgrades along the line. He's hitting 121 yards, nearing 150 for that all-important speed upgrade. Colvin out to the right, taken down, gain of 3. And what's hilarious is that Raleigh actually destroys the division. Outside of this game, they were 2-0 versus Memphis and 1-0 versus Orlando, as Britton back to pass. Gonna launch it. Cannon with an incredible catch of a gain of 8 yards. Now, I'm not too sure about if they've... I mean, you gotta think that they beat Baton Rouge, right? I mean, my memory's failing me, but Baton Rouge only has 1 win, right? So, Colvin should have been a TFL, but he's gonna push forward for a gain of 2. I mean, let's just check this real quick. Let's go ahead and try to see if we can find this Baton Rouge team. And I'm almost guarantee they never beat Raleigh Royals. As Colvin out to the right. Oh my goodness. We'll put a missed forced tackle, gain of 13. That was incredible. That was really good. My goodness. As we begin searching for this Raleigh Baton Rouge game. Britton back to pass. I mean, all day, Bonds, and all he threw was a 1-yard pass with 2 guys in the end zone, so there's that. We are still looking for... here we go. Raleigh. Oh, my goodness, no. I was wrong. Baton Rouge crushed the Raleigh Royals 45-20. And Tyrese Redmond committing a false start, 2nd and 12. Again, Raleigh Royals do not want to win this game. I believe this is a tank situation. They threw that interception, Orlando scored, and the entire team, after that snap, just went, let's just lose. Let's just go 4 and 6, get a top pick. It's Colvin out to the left. That's crazy. Baton Rouge goes 1-7 on the year so far. At the time of recording this. And they beat Raleigh Royals. That's crazy. That's George Colvin 10 yards short of 150 yards. So, okay, so outside of this loss today and the Raleigh Royals losing to Baton Rouge, they actually own the division when it comes to playing games. 3rd and 11 now turns to 4th and 9. Nate the Great will now attempt a 55-yard field goal. All right, okay. All right, let's see this. Britain launching immediately. And as we all knew, that wasn't going to get caught. And that's unfortunate. Orlando's probably going to keep this ball for the rest of the game. Colvin will not get his 150-yard rushing performance. It's Fisher in the backfield, flanked by Brown. This is going to be a run to the right more than likely. And no, they're going to pass it. They want to put the score up. They're pretty angry. Trent gets a 3-yard reception. Yeah, I don't know. You got 3 minutes left. I mean, you know, to be fair, the rush game hasn't been exactly great. Sean Fisher, though, 16-25, 2 touchdowns, interception, 205 yards. Passing that all-important metric as he hands off to Brown, and Brown, oh my, what in the world? Oh, gain of 3 yards. This should have been a loss to 4, but by the grace of God himself, nobody laid a hand on him. It's Fisher now under center. Hands off to Brown. Brown rushing to the right. Oh, tried to shimmy the man, unable to. Gain of 5. It's 1st and 10. And this will all but put the Raleigh Royals away. Best case scenario for the Raleigh Royals, they kick a field goal. As Fisher motions the man out to the left. That's 88. Hands off to Miles. Miles has a clear lane. My goodness, 8-yard gain. And I don't know why you would do this. You're down 15, but Raleigh calls a timeout on 2nd and 2. You've not stopped anything today, but all right. I like the confidence the head coach has. As Fisher motions number 80 to the inside. That's Martin. Brown rushing forward. He'll get that all-important 1st down. That's a 2-minute warning. 1st and 10 of the 35. Miles now coming in for Sean Brown. And Fisher surveying the defense, motioning the man to the inside. This will probably just be a couple run plays, and it will be Miles off to the right. Miles with an incredible run, gain of 13 yards. Raleigh calls another timeout, and now Brown comes in. And they're literally just playing prevent defense. That's all Raleigh is doing. They're not trying to blitz. They're not trying to force interception. They're just playing prevent defense, and they're getting confused why when they call timeouts, Orlando then gets a gain of net yards. Like, I don't... And Raleigh will call their final timeout. This means that technically Orlando just needs the 1st down, and they win. And will they drain the clock all the way, or will they still try to play the snap as normal? We'll see. I know the clock is paused right now, but it depends on where they land. As it's now 3rd and 11, so we're going to see. Are they going to drain it all the way down to 5 seconds left on the play clock, or are they going to try to play as if they have something to play for, even though they're winning by 15? As my assumption is correct, they will probably drain this all the way down to 5 seconds, so we will all have to sit here and watch as the Orlando Flames of all teams mix the Raleigh Royals of all teams stand here and bask in their L. And Brown is taken down for a loss of 1. And this would have been a great time for your timeouts, you know? You finally get 3 back-to-back TFLs. And instead, Raleigh pulls off the incredible situation of using their timeouts during a massive 8-yard gain, a 13-yard gain, and then just not using it inside the 2-minute warning. So they used it at 2 minutes and 3 seconds. So, you know, fair enough, I guess. And this means George Colvin will not finish the game with his 150 yards. And Orlando will finish 27-9. So they will get, I believe, 7 total points based off of offensive and defensive performance, plus 5 points for winning. So that will be 12 points. And I don't know, have they won in their previous games? Kick is away. And they'll start at the 25-yard line. So we head on over to the schedule, or actually, no, we're going to go head over to the scores. Britain back to pass, going to launch it immediately into double coverage. Unable to come down. So Orlando last week beat Baton Rouge. They're on at least 1. They beat Tucson, so they'd be on a 3-win streak now. And they lost to Memphis. So they are on a 3-win streak. So this will be their 4th game won as they swat that down, which means, and this is incredible, oh my goodness, they lose number 58 Melville to a head injury. Oh my goodness, that's at the worst time too, my goodness. And he is their outside linebacker. Redmond unable to come down with that pass. Luckily, Adrian Gordon is the more top-end talent, so Julian Melville will be succeeded by Corey Pierce. But Britain back to pass. This is going to be incomplete. Everyone knew, and everyone and their mom knew that one. We're going to head up to the Season 3 standings. That means they're on a 4-win streak. Orlando was at one point, I believe, 1-3. 2-3, sorry. And they've now rattled off 4 wins to go 6-3. My goodness. Orlando making a very good argument to be in the playoffs, and a very good argument that they can scare at least one team. That'll be the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen. 27-9. Brown, the running back, 25 rushes for 69 yards. Nice. And a touchdown. Eller, the defensive back, 1 interception, 9 tackles, and 5 pass deflections. Jake Britton, 14 of 39, 144, 3 interceptions. Sean Fisher, 16 of 25, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 205 yards. We can see the Raleigh MVPs, of course, Colvin, 27 for 140, and Dunn, 3 TFLs, 10 tackles, 2 pass deflections. Go ahead and look at these. Ratings could not be any more bipolar. 15 rating and 100 rating. My goodness. So look at the team stats. Raleigh had more team plays. Rush plays went to Orlando by 2. Pass plays dominated by Raleigh. Total yards by 4. Rush yards by, that has got to be a big number that I'm not even going to attempt, but I want to say that's got to be 65. Pass yards by, we'll say 61. Sacks, nobody got a sack all game long, but Raleigh did turn it over 3 times to Orlando's 1. For those of you who do not care about player stats, thank you all for watching. We will see you next time. But for those who are still here, here are the passing, rushing, and receiving stats. So everyone who had a target caught a pass today. And that is a low-key signature win for Orlando, by the way. As winning over Raleigh, being down 1-0, which means I don't think they have a head-to-head anymore. But it doesn't matter because now Raleigh is 4-5, and Orlando is 6-3. Punt returns, kick returns. Not much going on for kick returns here. 2 field goals, 3 extra points, 6 punts, and they'll only give him 1 punt inside the 20. But 2 pasta and everyone else. That man had multiple inside punt 20s like that. That man had it. Sean Fisher, Jake Britton now for the passing of the Raleigh Royals, rushing. And yeah, as you can see here, 7 targets for Redmond, no receptions. So, again, for Orlando, right, you have a team where everyone had a target and everyone caught at least 1 pass off their target. And that is a secret key to winning. Throw the ball and everyone catches. No one drops. No one lets you get intercepted, right? He's kicking 3 for 4. Incredibly enough, his 1 missed was a chip shot. And that'll be it. All right, guys, we will see you later. Thank you all for tuning in. We will see you in Week 10 of this season. And we shall see some more playoff pushes from Orlando and Memphis heading into the Southeast Division I'm Cole. I'll see you guys next time.